When you think about Colorado, the quintessential Colorado postcard landscape is high mountain peaks with a verdant, lush valley below. These landscapes are stewarded by amazing ranchers and farmers who take great pride in being stewards of the land. They are the backbone of this work. They are the ones who ultimately hold the vision for conservation. Sam and Will Frost live on the Fountain Creek Ranch in southern El Paso County. They represent the next generation of ranchers coming into the industry with big ideas and big ambitions to continue to keep this challenging work going strong. Elin Ganschow lives at the base of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains and runs and operates a cattle business as well as a hospitality business. She has worked tirelessly to come up with innovative business practices and connect directly to consumers who are interested in her locally grown beef to create a viable business operation.
So this is a good photo of shipping out cattle, the kind of condition that we would ship them with. Look, they're just fat as can be. And the cattle here would typically gain 300 pounds in a summer. And this would have been about 1982, I think. Dad could stock more cattle on the ranch then because the weather was wetter. As a rule, we got more moisture then.
We all had the support of our parents to pursue, kind of our dreams, things we were interested in.
Parker family snowmobiling at the ranch, probably like 1970.
I was 8 years old at the time they bought this ranch, and so for our family, it was just like we died and gone to heaven, we just, with the running water and the trees and the meadows.
So this is a part of the ranch that's a favorite of the entire family. My little brother and I built a lean-to up here. This was like our special go-to place. We'd ride horses here, camp out on our own, and build this little lean-to. Our grand little structure.
There it is.
Here it is.
Good looking spinach. I think it's that.
So we're at Frost Farm. One of the enterprises that we do here is non-certified organic vegetables for direct-to-consumer sale. The way that we sell all of our vegetables are through a farm share. You bring the consumer down and they get to see where your vegetables are coming from. Whereas, even at farmers markets, you don't actually get to see the farm, you don't see the animals, you don't often always meet the farmer. So this just ensures that that whole middleman thing is taken out.
Growing up here on the ranch, it was a dynamic childhood. It's nothing like growing up in the city. You have the freedom to do cooler activities, I guess. So riding dirt bikes or running around in the rivers and ponds and fishing, and on top of being expected to start young in the industry itself. So you're almost always groomed from birth to be a part of the operation.
My dad was a rancher and a farmer. I wanted also to be a rancher and a farmer. I think for him, it's a relief. I'm interested in ag. I want to do it. I'm here doing it. If a family does not have a younger generation coming into ag, I could see it being extremely challenging.
The land is a part of man and man a part of land. It isn't owned, it is only occupied. It will grip a man's soul or break his heart. It will feed his children and nurture his spirit.
It will sap his strength or build his pride, and it will cradle him forever. Here we go, here we go. Where are you? Here's my kiddos. Here's my kids many years ago, 2005. Here's Ben. And he would have been, I guess, I don't know, sometime in high school there. Here's Autumn. Here's Weldon. The day that I got the text from Ben and he says, Mom, hey Mom, we're thinking about going swimming. Is it okay if we go up to the ponds? And I was like, text back, yeah, sure. He had a little get together with his friends up there, and when they went out for a swim, which was something they'd done many, many different times, the water was really cold, and I don't think they had a clue how cold that water was or what could happen. But Weldon reacted to that water out there apparently, and it's dark. Shout for help comes out. Ben's out there already, so he started diving. A couple other guys are diving. They're trying to find him, can't find him. Ultimately, Ben died trying to find Weldon. Ben just wouldn't ever stop looking. There were a couple other guys too, but Ben just went with Weldon. From 2 Corinthians, because we are not looking at what can be seen, but what cannot be seen. For what can be seen is temporary, but what cannot be seen is eternal.
On the subject of conservation, I think we were, as kids, pretty lucky to always be involved in that. My dad was always a huge supporter of land conservation because, you know, his brother Kirk Hanna and himself both saw an impossible task of staying a family agrarian operation.
In the past, I think environmentalists, conservationists, and ranching didn't mix very well.
I actually really disliked most of agriculture as a kid. As I matured, I realized that my passion is with the environment, with this piece of land that we're so lucky to be able to steward, and watching that unfold over 25 years.
I love the opportunities about working for Elin. That's been really good for me to have a mentor outside of my family, especially the agriculture part of it. You know, that's something my parents couldn't teach me, and somehow I wrangled Elin into teaching me, and without her, I mean, I don't know that I could have gotten my foot in the door, because it's something a lot of people aren't willing to teach, I guess. A lot of ranchers, you know, you can't go on there and be like, well, you can teach me anything, I'll learn it, but I don't know anything right now. A lot of people are like, well, you're not worth my time. You know, it takes a lot of time invested to teach somebody all of those things.
Come on, girl. Come on. Even if there is a member of a family who wants to continue ranching, there's generally other members of the family who do not. And if there has been no succession planning done, often it ends up being that the ranches just need to be sold and the money divided up, because everybody's looking for their part of they look at it as an asset, not as a business to continue in the family. Bottom line is, I have huge respect for people who have businesses of any kind and they're running them successfully. Young people I know have been influenced so much by approaching adversity and, you know, the adversity and the challenges that you encounter as you are pursuing life. And I think what's associated with that at the bottom of it all is pride. So to keep pride completely in check, don't ever let pride lead, because it keeps you from many good things.
Our industry heavily depends on moisture. We have been diversifying our business to be able to withstand some conditions that are not favorable. It's really taxing to constantly be generating new ideas and trying to develop new revenue streams. We have partnered with conservation groups to protect the land in order to protect our livelihood.
We put this whole ranch into conservation easement. In any beautiful part of this state or any other state that's really attractive for people to live, without conservation easements, you can be assured it will end up in subdivision at some point.
My dad always says this, like, yes, we own the land, but it's not our land, right? We're just kind of renting it. We're stewards here. Like, we have been given this amazing opportunity to be a healthy, productive, and regenerative part of this ecosystem that if you just took us all away, would function just fine.
Yeah, I think going into the future, if we're going to try to keep ranches together, it starts with the community. If your community is strong, naturally people are going to bond together and help each other out.
Because I'm able to be responsible for this realm of nature and this realm of food production, like Nicole said, not everybody knows how to do that. I happen to know how to do it. I happen to enjoy doing it. So in a way, it's sort of like we should do what we know how to do to the benefit of others. And I think that's part of what still drives me yet. There is another generation, not just my own children at this point, but also other young people who want to get into ag. And I had a very wise teacher who said, become a lifelong learner because that's the most important thing.
When I think about the future and the future of Colorado, the future of those who live in Colorado, I am deeply concerned about our ability to maintain what we all hold so dear. When I look at the futures for my two daughters, I wonder, will they still have bountiful recreation? Will we have farmers continuing to produce the Pueblo chili and the Rocky Ford cantaloupe and have that be available? It is all contingent on conserving land.